Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today we have something kind of different. Obviously we're starting the video here in my bedroom just because I'm gonna start doing what the video is all about before going to sleep. But today we're gonna be doing a reading video. I haven't done one of these before. This is my first one. I have talked about books that I've read here and there in other videos, but this one's solely about this book that I'm gonna start reading. The book is I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Harpman. This is the cover, and this book is about deep underground. 39 women live imprisoned in a cage, watched over by guards. The women have no memory of how they got there, no notion of time, and only a vague recollection of their lives before. As the burn of electric light merges day into night and numberless years pass, a young girl, the 40th prisoner, sits alone and outcast in the corner. Soon she will show herself to be the key to the others' escape and survival in the strange world that awaits them above ground. I don't typically read these types of books. I don't know what this is considered, if it's mystery or what. Very interesting. I typically read on my Kindle and not on a physical book, but we bought this book as like a group read. I feel like everyone's gonna be reading it at their own time and at their own pace, but we're all reading this book. It's 3 of us that are reading it. It was recommended by one of our friends as well. Apparently it's a good one. So I haven't seen or heard anything about this book before, so I'm going into it only by reading the summary at the back. It's also very interesting in the way that this book is like a 1 chapter book. So the whole book is 1 chapter and that's it. It should be a quick one. It's like 167 pages. 164 pages, so it should be a quick read. I'm gonna start it today. Today is September 3rd, and I want to see how long it takes me to finish this book. I'll be recording myself reading the book throughout the different days that I read it, different places that I go with the book and read it, etc. And then at the end of this video, I'll just give a recap of my thoughts and yeah, basically what I thought about the book. So I'm gonna start reading it, and I don't know when I'll talk back to you, but we'll see. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please like, subscribe, and comment if you feel like it. Thanks. Alright, it's the next day. Yesterday I read 10 pages. 10 pages of the book. I still haven't figured out what's going on. The book is like, for some reason, harder for me to read than a typical romance book. So I feel like I need to be very aware of what's going on so that I don't get lost and in the plot. So yeah, it's currently 8:28 p.m. I'm not really sure why I'm giving you the time, honestly, but I'm gonna keep reading the book and I'll check in with you later. Alright, we're halfway through the book and I want to give my feedback so far. It's a handful, okay? It is a handful. As I said at the beginning, this wouldn't be a book that I would pick up myself if I was at a bookstore, but I do have to say I've seen a lot of people reading this. Like, I was walking with Jomar one day and at a coffee shop a girl was reading this book. Yesterday we went to New Haven, Connecticut, and another girl was eating pizza and she had the book in her table. Also in one of the bookstores that we went yesterday in the Yale area, there was this book as like a staff picks as well. So exciting to be like on the trend and like riding the wave. I'm like, why is this book so popular right now? So my thoughts on it so far, I'm at the middle part right now. I'm on page 82, which is like just down the middle. I have to say at the beginning the book was a bit hard to follow. Like, there's no context. It just starts with the protagonist, or the protagonist is the narrator, one of the persons in this like dungeon cage in underground. She's the youngest of all like the prisoners in there. Also, I'm gonna say this very high level. I don't want to give any spoilers, so just to let you know, if you're interested in reading the book, I won't say anything that will ruin the book for you. I think if I do, I'll edit it. I'll make sure to leave it out. But it was hard to follow at the beginning, and then after a while, I would say like around 30 pages in, you're like, okay, I'm like hooked now. I want to continue reading. And then something happens in the book and it's like super cool. And then you keep reading, and when you get to the middle part of the book, you're like, what's going on? Like, I don't understand. But it's very, very women empowering. It's like a feminist book. There's different theories. I talked with Miguel yesterday and with Frances, and they both have different theories, so very exciting for that. I don't want to give them away because I'm not sure if it's actually gonna happen. I don't want to ruin the book for anyone. But let's just say that it is a very heavy book as well. Depends on what you like to read, and just be aware of that it's not like an easy read. Like yesterday we were on the train and I was trying to read the book, and if other people are talking around me, I can't concentrate on reading, versus if I'm reading like a rom-com, I'm like, nothing is like too important that I can't miss. But in this book I was like trying to be very concentrated on the book and the everything and the messaging and stuff, so I can follow along. And yeah, it's been a ride. We've officially named our book club Mofongo Book Club, and we have a chat now. So very exciting. We have a new member also joining our book club. Shout out to Laura. She also joined and bought the book yesterday, but she's a fast reader, so she'll probably finish the book before I do. But yeah, we're talking about the book. Frances also is at the middle, and Miguel started the book yesterday, but I feel like he's a fast reader, so he'll probably also finish it by pretty soon. But yeah, those are the updates on the book. I don't think I gave too much, but just giving my thoughts on it. Has been like a roller coaster of situations right now, and I just hope it has a happy ending. That's all I want. I was talking to the group and I asked Frances, like, why would Laura, another Laura who suggested the book, think this was a good book? So I'm excited to get to the end and kind of like understand everything. But yeah, I'm gonna continue reading the book, and I'll see you when I'm done with it to give you my final thoughts. I'm done. Okay, we need to talk about this book. It's been 10 days since I finished it, approximately, and we've already talked about it in the book club, in Mofongo Book Club. We've already discussed the book, and I got everyone's perspective on the book. I have to say, when I finished the book, I was like, what was this? Like, why? What was the reason for reading this book? I didn't get it. I was like, I mean, it ended up and I was like, what the heck? Like, I thought the ending was gonna be totally different. Again, sorry. During this video, I won't spoil anything. Like, I don't wanna spoil the book. So I'll be very broad in the things that I say, but I just want you to have a feel about what the book is about, what type of reading it is, how it made me feel, etc. So by the end, I was like, WTF. And I told Frances and Miguel that because they were the ones that I was doing the book club for the book with. And they told me like, yeah, it was a very loaded and like, it wasn't dark, but it was hard to read, and there were definitely times when I needed to like take a break after reading it because it was like a lot of things happening. But then after we read it and we discussed the book, it really puts a lot of things into perspective and puts you to start thinking about life in a different way. Because I guess us, that we're like free beings and we can do whatever we please and we live life a certain way, we obviously see life some type of way, and like we sometimes can take for granted like going to a grocery store, going to the movies,
having interactions with other people, going to a regular toilet. Like, there's so many things that we might take for granted because we've lived with them and we've grown up with them, and those are part of our lives. But there's people in other parts of the world that might not have a toilet, and they might need to go to the bathroom in like a hole on the ground. And so like this book helped me, and also the discussion with my friends on the book, be like, oh wow, yeah, that's very interesting. And I mean, I really liked how the end of the book, although it wasn't like a positive note, it could have ended worse or more like tragically, and it didn't. And it's very eye-opening in the sense that, you know, sometimes you gotta keep going. It doesn't matter if you might be lost and not know where to go, but you know, there's always a tomorrow. There's always something that you can do. There's no need to stop because you're bored or you don't find the purpose that you're looking for. It's like, you know, just keep going. And it was very refreshing in that sense. We did have some theories, and I think I mentioned this at the midpoint, and some were true, some were wrong. Also, since the book says I who have never known men, like we also live in a society, at least on my side, that we live with men. Obviously, we were also made because of men. Like, we needed the male species to do something in order for like a baby to be created. And if you do have the opportunity to meet your dad, your father, then you've known men through them. So yeah, that was also very interesting. So some theories were right, some theories were wrong. I would say, I mean, if you ask me like, would you recommend the book? I would say yes. But again, just with the caveat that it's like a heavy book, and it's good because it gives you other perspectives and it kind of opens your mind and your view on life. But if it's something that's gonna cause you stress or anxiety, then I would say like hold off on reading it. Also, since we started the Mofongo Book Club, more people want to be part of it, and we're thinking about what book we're gonna read next. So that's been very exciting as well. Like, we've been able to create a little group of friends to do this together, and it feels like a very social and fun activity. So let us know in the comments if you have any books that you would be interested in us on reviewing and reading. I don't really know if I'm gonna do more videos like this. It'll depend on the feedback that I get, but it's my first video related to a book. It's also the first book that we do in book club, so it was fun. It was fun, like, documenting whenever I read it. As you saw, I read the book everywhere. I read it in my bedroom, I read it in my sofa, I read it in the rooftop, I read it in the train. Like, there was a point where, like, this book at the beginning, it was like hard to like read and understand, but then at the middle you didn't want to like sit it anymore. Like, you just wanted to continue reading, which was very fun, and I really enjoyed that. And then by the end it got a bit slower again, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of ready for it to be done. So yeah, let me know what you thought about this video in the comments. I'm also gonna check the comments that my friends gave me. I should have done that before recording this part of the video, but if there's anything additional, I'll put it at the end after this. But yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you feel like it, if this was entertaining, and let me know in the comments if there's any specific book that you would like us to read. My aunt gave me one in Spanish, Las Chicas de la Singer, I think it's called, and that's on our list. We're brainstorming book ideas. Another potential one, it's Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So I'll keep you posted in one of the vlogs if we ever choose what book we want to read. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna put this video out there and see if it's like anyone enjoyed it and it was fun. And yeah, we'll keep in touch. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.